Hi everyone, this is Bree on the Marquee, and I want to talk about why we may be staring down another brutal award season, and why last year's ceremonies may have been a lot more influenced than you may realize. Let me be clear, I love film. I've seen every Best Academy Award winning picture back to the silent era, and I watch every contender each season, and I really do live for the art. What I'm about to say comes from years of observation, a little sleuthing, and yes, probably some wild speculation. But it keeps gnawing at me. How did this happen, and will it happen again? Okay, so here's the question. Did Timothée Chalamet, beloved Nepo baby, darling of A24, secure his SAG win last year by cozying up to Fran Drescher, the president of SAG AFTRA, who just so happens to be playing his mother in the upcoming Marty Supreme? And if so, is this a setup for a repeat performance in 2026? Let's dive in.
Oh, a wonderful movie, Marty Supreme, it's called. And I loved working with him, and I think he's one hell of a young actor. It was really my great pleasure and honor to be a part of that film and to be playing his mom. And that's why, I'm happy to be here supporting him because he put a lot of energy and work into the performance that he gives in Unknown. And I think that he's just a great actor. And there are so many great actors that are nominated. And I'm supportive of them all because I'm all their president.
Yes, you are.
Let's rewind. Adrian Brody was the frontrunner for his role in The Brutalist for the Best Actor nomination. He won the Golden Globe, he won the BAFTA, he won the Critics' Choice Award, and he won the most coveted prize, the Oscar. Now, that's a sweep, more or less. But then something unprecedented happened. Throughout that process, he lost the Screen Actors Guild Award to none other than Timothée Chalamet. To my knowledge, that has never happened before. SAG is the Guild of Actors, the body that usually syncs most closely with the Academy's acting branch. For Brody to sweep everything else but lose the SAG was historic. Now, we've seen other patterns. Russell Crowe, for example, in A Beautiful Mind. He won the Globe, the BAFTA, the SAG, but lost the Oscar to Denzel in Training Day. That made sense. Crowe had just won for Gladiator the year before. Then there's Austin Butler and Elvis, who I actually think deserved a win, but lost to Brendan Fraser in The Whale. Now, let's not forget Taron Egerton, who should have been in the Oscar race for Rocket Man, but was snubbed entirely. The Academy can surprise us, and frequently does. But what happened with Brody wasn't a surprise, it was a statistical anomaly. Let's explore. The AI scandal. So the Brutalists use AI tools to refine the Hungarian dialogue.
I'm afraid it is not so simple.
Join me in looking forward toward the future.
Editor David Janczko admitted it, and suddenly the film was painted as the villain of the season. David Cronenberg called it what it was, a smear campaign by their competitors. Who benefited from that? Timothée Chalamet, Brody's biggest competition. And who was the loudest voice in Hollywood denouncing AI as the new Voldemort of cinema? Fran Drescher, president of SAG. And here's the hypocrisy. A complete unknown also used AI. Motorcycle sequences with him were enhanced with AI tech, and yet there wasn't much outrage, no scandal, no Drescher denouncing it. So let's look at Drescher. Who is she? Fran Drescher, SAG president, right? She was really well known for The Nanny. I watched that when I was a child. And she does hold enormous sway over the acting branch of SAG, given her role as president.
Take this anymore. What are we doing? Moving around furniture on the Titanic? It's crazy.
The casting coincidence. So here's where it gets more interesting. Drescher hadn't acted in years outside of voice work. Then suddenly, She reappears, cast as Chalamet's mother, in the upcoming contender Marty Supreme. Not in a small role, not in an indie side project, but in Chalamet's next prestige film, where he's not only the lead actor, but also the producer. So think about that timeline. 2023, Drescher takes the mic, leading the charge against AI. In fall of 2024, she's announced in Marty Supreme as
Play his
Chalamet's
mom.
mother. In early 2025, Brody's front-running campaign collapses under AI controversy, and Chalamet pulls the upset at SAG. Now, in spring of 2025, Brody still wins the Oscar, but a dent was definitely made. Now we have the upcoming December 2025 release date for Marty Supreme, and Drescher is right in the middle of the awards conversation back on the big screen. And what's more, she's stepping down from SAG leadership or choosing not to run again, just as Marty Supreme positions itself as A24's big Christmas prestige contender. Now, let's explore the web of influence. This is where optics matter. Drescher was seen at a Dolce & Gabbana event with Kim Kardashian during the strike. Kim, of course, is little Kylie Jenner's sister. Kylie is dating Chalamet. And yes, this is the same Kardashian family who desecrated Marilyn Monroe's dress at the Met Gala. Don't get me started on that. Again, maybe coincidence, but certainly not flattering optics. Let me be clear, I do like Chalamet. I thought he showed immense promise in Call Me By Your Name and A Beautiful Boy. But when I walked out of A Complete Unknown, I wasn't thinking, oh, Chalamet Oscar in the bag. It was a nice film. I enjoyed it. I felt that he did a great job as Dylan. Let's look at the consolation prizes in Oscar history. So here's another wrinkle. Hollywood loves a consolation prize. Joan Fontaine, which is one of the actresses from my favorite period, the Golden Age of Hollywood, should have won for Rebecca in 1940, but the Academy gave it to her the next year for Suspicion, which even she admitted was the lesser role. It does happen again and again. Actors lose only to collect a makeup Oscar later. So was Chalamet's SAG win a setup for a future makeup Oscar? So he could get his due with Marty Supreme and even more attention for the film Drescher was soon to star in. So that brings us to the stakes in 2026. A loaded season. We have films like Sentimental Value, Sinners, Deliver Me From Nowhere, Hamnet, Jay Kelly. Jeremy Allen White could be a force. The premiere this week said that his performance was amazing. We have Daniel Day-Lewis, George Clooney, even Gwenny's back. This should be one of the most competitive seasons that we have seen in years. And yet, before Marty Supreme even premieres, Chalamet is already being spoken of as the frontrunner. The trail gives us more of him than Paltrow, even though her return is epic. The narrative is being built even before the performance has been judged. So I leave you with this. Adrian Brody pulled off an unprecedented sweep while losing SAG. Chalamet pulled off an unprecedented win at SAG while losing everything else. Fran Drescher was there at the center of both, the loudest voice against AI, and the president of the guild, and suddenly the actress playing Chalamet's...
Well, I play his mom.
Did he snag the SAG once, and is Marty Supreme his coronation waiting to happen? Awards should honor art, not alliances. And if history is repeating, 2026 may be the year that we find out if this game is being played fair. Yes, Chalamet is talented, no doubt about that. But the timing of the AI backlash, the selective outrage, and then this SAG upset coupled with Drescher's sudden casting, and then this departure from SAG, choosing not to run again, it does start to feel, well, a little circumspect, at least for me putting the pieces together. What I want is simple, fair awards season. Now, granted, that just doesn't play out. I followed the awards long enough to know that there's politics and a lot of money behind those, as well as influencing now more than ever. I would like to see that, we're going to have a clean ceremony for all the awards, not just the Oscars, but for SAG and Golden Globe, that is not bent by politics, nepotism, or selective outrage. Because when history looks back, the films themselves, not the dirty tricks, should be what endures. And there could be something here. I'm not 100% sure. Again, this is just my speculation, but I do think it's worth mentioning and just one opinion. But when I'm connecting the dots and the timeline, it does look like there's some at least casting that would not be exactly traditional, especially when you've got people like Gwyneth Paltrow. And I really just don't want to see a consolation award when we've got such strong contenders here. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching. This is Bree on the Marquee. Please subscribe.